Okay, we're up here at the Archibald Historical Society with Jerome Gilmartin, and a few of us are going to interview him about what life was like growing up in Archibald. It is April 17th, 2026. Okay, what is your full name?
Jerome Daniel Gilmartin.
And when were you born and where?
I was born in the Mercy Hospital in Scranton way back in 1938.
Okay, and you lived in that house up on the corner your whole life? Or most of your life?
Well, my early life anyway, until the time I graduated from the University of Scranton and then moved on to other activities at other places. Yes. But I had quite the wonderful early life in Archibald. I say that maybe with some reservation because my dad, Jerome Daniel Gilmartin, who used to teach at Archibald High School, passed away when I was 6. My sister Molly was 3. So it was quite difficult for my mother to get along. She did have some help from her sisters, and I guess that's how we made it through. But good life. I enjoyed playing with my friends.
Okay. What was early life like? And now, first of all, how many siblings did you have?
Well, just one, Molly.
Just Molly. Okay.
3 years younger. Yeah.
All right. And your parents were born in this country?
Both parents born in this country. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mom was from Peckville?
My mother, Molly Kastner, lived in Peckville.
On Chestnut Street, right?
On, I think it was Chestnut Street, yeah. Yeah. And my father was born, I think, in that same house in Archibald. And you came to see us.
And I'll be going with Ann to
did a
look
video.
at that in the near future to do a little documentary.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all guys lived and grew up in that house there. What did you do for entertainment as young kids?
Well, I had a dog. I think his name was Spot, just a little puppy. And I do remember one probably July afternoon, sun blazing down, and I thought, Spot must be awfully hot in all that fur. I wish I could cool him off. Oh, wait a minute. My aunt upstairs, Aunt Bertha, she has a refrigerator, and I was probably about 3 years old, if that. And so I know what I'll do. I'll take Spot upstairs, and he'll be cool. And so I did. Up the stairs I went, and Bertha at that time was across the street, across the river, in Radzikowski's grocery store, I think it was at the time. And so I said, well, there's a refrigerator, and I'll open the door, and I put Spot in there, and I said, it'll be nice and cool, Spot. Closed the refrigerator door, and of course, as a kid, went off and forgot all about Spot. And so not long after, Bertha came back, and I wasn't there, but she opened the refrigerator door, and she didn't have a stroke or anything, but I would imagine she nearly fainted. So I was causing trouble even at that early age.
Who were the kids that you played with in the neighborhood?
Mary Jean Brennan
Okay.
was one of them. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Tom lived in that house that Mike Swift lived in between between our house now and Uzalco's.
Oh, right, okay. That's not there anymore.
Culver, was it?
I don't know.
No, I forgot the name. But there were a nice family there that lived upstairs in that house. Yeah. And
Is that the house that used to be a store next door?
used to be a store, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid I would often go over to that house, and Mike Swift would be, he was blind, and he would sit on the porch and he would talk to this little kid that was me. I was probably not very young. But then a terrible thing happened at Dale. I had a Schwinn bike, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so we needed a place to store it. And my mother must have said to Mike, "Can we put it in your basement?" And so they did. And then, actually I would have been rather old to be riding a Schwinn bike by the time I was looking for it, but they had torn the house down and pulled a lot of soil in, and my Schwinn bike was gone. I could probably still dig it up, though.
It's probably, 6 feet under in the yard.
Wow.
But that bike did sustain a little bit of damage, because I remember one day as a kid I had one of these little pinwheel things on a short stick, and I stuck it on the handlebars of my bicycle somehow, and I was riding along, and I headed down Church Street at, I'm sure, a pretty good speed, and I was looking at my pinwheel, and I wasn't looking ahead where the picnic stands for the Archbold picnic were set up, and there was a little bit of a collision, and
Wow.
Yeah.
Was the
they
street
came and
paved
rescued
back
me,
then?
took me home, and they thought I was injured, but I wasn't.
Wow.
What?
Was the street paved back then? Or were they dirt streets?
Oh, I'm sure the street was paved by then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The street had brick pavement at some point. Do you ever remember it being plain brick? I know when they repaved the road, I could see the
I
bricks.
don't remember that. And yes, when they did the recent paving, they uncovered the brick,
Yeah.
a little patch of it. And but the road was recently paved beautifully, by the way.
Yeah. Now that's your early years. Now, when you first started school, how old were you, and where did you go to school?
I first started school, as it turned out, maybe a year earlier, most of a year early, at the Archbold High School, where my father was teaching at that time.
Oh, okay.
He had been teaching at the St. Thomas College, I guess it was,
Yeah.
in Scranton. And but then he moved from there to teaching at Archbold. And
Well, where was elementary school?
Was it a grade school or a kindergarten? Or?
well, Archbold High School had grades 1 through 12.
So you started first grade?
Started first grade there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they had it in first grade in the high school. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I forgot the names of the teachers. But so I was there until the first and second grade, and then my father passed away.
Hmm.
And so rather than continue there, my mother just said I would go to the IHM nuns across the street there in this building, actually.
Yeah.
And so it was the third grade, I think.
That'd be in this building here.
In this building.
Yeah.
Third grade through 12th grade.
Oh, there was a 12th grade in here too?
No, I'm sorry.
Till 8th.
Third grade to 8th grade, I think
Yeah.
it was, and then 4 years at the
Across the
Archbold
street
High
there,
School
yeah.
through grade 12. And then I went to the University of Scranton to study psychology and,
Oh, wow.
as it turned out, philosophy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I majored in philosophy. Initially, I majored in chemistry, which
Mm-hmm.
turned out to be not such a good idea.
Yeah.
But I changed my major, and there she is, my daughter, the super chemist. But anyway, so I got to the senior year, and it turned out I was within a few credits of a major in philosophy, which was heavily taught at the University of Scranton for everybody. And so then I went on to seek my fortune.
Now, in the school years, your teenage years, what were they like growing up? What did you do? I know you went to school, but what did you do for pastime? And did you do sports, anything like that?
Oh,
Or,
well, Dale, we had
did you explore the mines or anything?
Well, no, but it turned out I wanted to go to the games,
Mm-hmm.
Football games especially.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went down one day to watch the guys practice at the field there called Laurel Street, South Laurel Street.
Yeah,
There was a
Massillville,
park.
yeah.
And so I saw these guys, playing football, and I thought, well, lightweight. And I don't think that would be very good for me. So I joined the band and learned to play a clarinet a little bit.
Did you guys play at the games? Did you have like a marching band
We
at the
played,
games?
and we not only played the games, we played at the big game, the last game of our senior year, and we beat the Blakely Bears, which was a major accomplishment for our team. We were so proud of them.
Yeah.
But along the way, some of the guys got together and they said, well, let's form a little dance band. So we formed a little dance band, and
Right, we found your little business cards the other day.
Yeah, what do they call them?
No, it said the Rhythmaires, which you
The
didn't remember.
Rhythmaires, yeah. I remember the name, the Music Toppers, but the Rhythmaires.
And it had your phone number. What was your phone number at the Archibald House?
524M.
Oh, okay then.
And it was a party line.
I was just going to ask, it probably was a party line.
Yes.
Wow.
And we had to be very careful using that party line.
People
because
be listening to you?
Well, you almost couldn't help but listening to some of the conversation.
Yeah.
But you would pick up the phone, and often enough there'd be somebody on it. So you would not say a word. You'd just hang up. They would hear the click. And
How you doing?
yes.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? I'm Jerry Gilmartin.
AJ.
Nice
Ann.
to meet you.
Ann.
How you doing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You're
that's okay.
interviewing?
No, I have seen
No,
that.
no,
Oh, that's okay.
So, yeah, everybody
So-
had party
so-
lines, I guess, in
so-
town. And,
Yes. And but we was typically I think the Pryles might have been on it, and maybe the Hugheses, teacher Miss Hughes was right up the block, and Prof. Siddons right across the street. It was. And John Pryle later on became a professor at the University of Scranton. John passed away recently.
Yeah,
But it was a good neighborhood,
yeah.
But
What was in the parking lot across the street when you were growing up? It was a store, grocery store or something?
that was Butler's furniture store, and on the Gilmartin Street side was the funeral home. Martin Butler.
Not the Rapooch one that's there now.
Rapooch is in the house
And
a little bit,
Rajkowski's store,
almost
too, was
almost
there, right?
directly across the
Right,
street from the church.
Rajkowski's store?
Rajkowski's store, I think, was across the river, across the bridge rather. Right about that point,
Was it?
as I
I
remember.
thought it was in the parking lot, but I was wrong. But maybe that's Butler's
Yeah.
furniture store that I was thinking
I
of.
remember it burned in '66 though, because I had the article in the paper. I wrote it in my diary too.
Yeah,
I think we have the picture of
there was
Yeah.
a furniture. Butler had a furniture store there. That might have been. I'm not sure it was under the same ownership as the funeral director, but
I think it was because I have receipts that list Butler's Furniture and Casket Company or something like that. Like I think it was all one.
Yeah, they made furniture and caskets.
Yeah, it was all one
that's
company.
convenient. Yeah, but yeah,
Wherever
that's.
you need furnishing.
Was there a lot of working minds when you were young? Probably open up all around you.
I think that was about the time when the mines were fading.
Starting to fade. Okay.
I think so because the Reisner, I forgot Mr. Reisner's first name, and his wife
Mhm.
opened up a dress factory,
Right.
and that was kind of the time when the region was shifting from the miners were laid off,
Mm-hmm.
And the
staying
women
home,
needed to go to work.
and the jobs were pretty much available more for the women
Mm-hmm.
in dress factories. I know there were a couple in Archibald.
Yeah.
And my mother went to work, and her insurance ran out after just 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother went to work in the Reisner dress factory at the corner of Pike and Pine, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Back then, there's a house there now. And she worked hard.
Yeah.
And-
Okay. Yeah.
And no air conditioning in July, and steam coming from
Yep.
those irons. And we have
I have the
one,
iron.
one of the iron.
I still have her iron.
It's a,
do.
I
Wow.
think it's a,
Yeah.
it's
It weighs a ton.
heavy,
Yeah.
Wow.
but
How about any mining accidents in town? Do you remember anything like that, or any major fires when you were growing up,
Or with the train, maybe.
or trains, or anything like that, or car accidents? Did many people have cars here when you were growing up?
my father had a car when
Oh,
he
I
was
showed you the
single.
picture.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How much was gas
But
back
he
then?
must have sold his car because he didn't have a car when we were
Hmm.
growing up. Of course, to the 6
Mhm.
years that we had a father.
Mhm.
Oh, he must have had his car when he was in New Jersey, when he was going back and
I
forth.
don't know. But I remember seeing an old picture of him cranking. He's at the front end of the car with a crank, and that's how you started. That's how you started the engine.
Wow.
And they tell me that if you didn't do it quite right, you could wind up with a broken arm.
Yeah. You don't remember what gas cost then, did you?
I,
For a gallon
don't-
of gas?
I wasn't tuned into that, but I expect it was pennies per gallon.
How many gas stations were in town?
I just never even thought about gas stations. I don't remember. Oh wait, I think what was the service station that was right across the river, down a little bit from Radikowski's
Oh, really?
store, and what was his name? Smith.
Smith Motors, yes.
Smith
over
Motors, yeah.
down there. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember the.
and
They
I
sold
don't
cars
know
there,
if it
too.
was a service. I don't remember any gas pumps there. I don't think
Okay.
there were,
They sold cars there.
but
I
they
remember
sold
that.
cars. Yeah. And what else? That I don't remember when that station that's now at the corner of
Yeah.
Monroe and Main Street. I don't know when that went in.
How about little stores like grocery stores? Was there a lot of them in town then? Because now we had Gilroy's. You probably remember that.
I
over
remember
town.
Gilroy's,
I
yeah.
remember Gilroy.
Pete Zelno's, yeah.
Pete
But
Zelno's,
those
yes.
other ones before that too. There's a Skoblik store that we found. It was on Pine Street, according to what Bill found in the paper. We don't know where. And it was 1907-ish, I think it was in the paper. And I called the Skoblik family, and they're all dead who would know about it, but there was a Skoblik store. I know John Skoblik had one up on Salem Road. And at the bottom of Salem, in the corner of Cemetery, there was a store. We don't know. Bill said it was a store there. We don't know what the name of it is. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know that. But Tony Skoblik is still alive.
Is he?
He was the I think he was the youngest. He might have been the youngest of the brothers.
Yeah.
There was a guy they used to call Sambo, but
The Berry Company. Didn't he own the mountain up there, the blueberries?
yeah. And then Jim, I knew Jim pretty well.
Yeah.
And there was Mary Catherine
Yeah. Yeah.
and Tony. Tony became a Jesuit priest, I think.
I wonder if
and,
you would know about that.
And I think Anthony Spataro, to my knowledge, would still be living.
Yeah.
So he might be able to
Oh,
provide
Tony
some
might
information.
be a good source of it. He
Yeah.
might be another good person to interview.
I think you want to sort of Civil War camp.
Tony?
Yeah, down
Maybe.
in our, yeah. Hey, Spataro, I'm not sure his first name. Spataro does belong.
Tony,
I'll
yeah.
have to ask him.
They're good friends.
Tony
They were-
Spataro was the
Oh,
best
okay.
man at my wedding,
Oh, okay.
and he was the accordionist in our band.
I'll be seeing him tomorrow. We have a Civil War event up at Neag Park. I'm filming up there at about 11:30
Give
tomorrow.
him my regards.
So, yeah,
His
definitely
wife
will.
Marie,
Yeah,
too.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, I know
Yeah.
he wasn't from Archbold, but you and Dr.
No,
Bob...
Tony was from Archbald.
No, Tony, yes, but Dr. Bob Wright, you were also in each other's weddings at some point. And was he from Archbold? Because I know, like, the Wright Center, he's the Wright of the
Yeah,
Wright Center.
yeah.
But I don't know if he was from Archbold or...
Oh yeah, he and I were classmates through grade school
Oh, okay.
at St. Thomas right here, and have been we're lifelong friends.
Yes, you guys have been...
I still keep in touch with him now and then. He's down in Delaware.
Do you remember any old veterans, maybe even Civil War? I'm not sure when the last one died in Lackawanna County, but do you remember any Civil War veterans or any from the First World War?
Well, his aunt was in World War II.
Okay,
My mother's sister, Mildred.
she was in the Second World War.
Mildred.
Yeah, and she lived here the last 10 years of her life, maybe?
Oh, really?
Yes, she retired and she married after the war.
Yeah,
Lived in Florida for many years.
yeah.
And then her husband passed away. She came up here in Mali. God bless her, took care of her
Yeah.
in her later years. And I think she died about 92 or so.
Yes. Oh, how old? She was 98.
98, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, she was good. She was a Army nurse,
He was a captain.
Oh, really?
a captain, and she served in England in World War II
Wow.
during the war.
Were you in the service?
Yeah.
Thank you for serving.
Oh, yeah. You
What branch were you in?
I was in the Army
Okay.
from 61 to 63.
Yeah, okay. Where were you stationed?
Of all places, I had been going to school in New York, at graduate school at Fordham, and I kind of wanted to move on to some other places in the world, and the draft was in effect at that time, 1961,
Yeah.
and so I thought I volunteered for the draft, and I'm standing in line at the end of basic training, and they're calling out the orders, and guys are going one place or another, and they call out Gilmartin, New York City Main Induction Center.
Wow.
And
You
the
didn't go
guys in
anywhere.
my unit said, "Who do you know?" I said, "Well, if I knew somebody, I'd be going where you are."
Wow.
And, so I served 2 years in New York City at the Main Induction Center,
Wow.
where many people, this was the
Yeah.
build up toward what turned out to be the Korean War. I mean, the Vietnam, rather.
Yeah, yeah,
And so those were scary times,
yeah. Yeah, I bet they were.
tumultuous times, really, nationally.
Did you guys always have electricity in the house up there when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad would have been alive during World War II? When you were young?
I
Right.
remember looking out the window. The rail traffic was pretty busy at that time.
Was it really?
I remember
What were the trains carrying, could you tell?
they were carrying howitzers and half tracks. And
Really? Oh.
I don't remember any tanks, but there were. My dad was brilliant at math, and so he would practice his abilities to add or
Yeah.
add for sure. He would add the numbers of the cars, the boxcar, the whatever cars they were,
Yeah.
as they rolled by towards
Was it just one set of
towards
tracks?
Scranton.
Did they have more than one set of tracks there?
I think they probably had two on the D&H Railroad. They only had one on the O&W
Yeah.
that went along the river.
Yeah.
But
Was that one
Is there-
still active when you were little, the one by the river?
oh yes, it was.
I think it went out in the flood of 42, didn't it?
57.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh, 57.
In the 57?
Well, all I know is that it was very much that the trains didn't come frequently on the O&W, but when they did, there was a man who had this little shack kind of thing
Yeah.
right at the, must have been right at the edge of the river.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember as a kid, with the other kids, we would go down and visit the guy, and we would in the wintertime.
I remember
we
one
would-
up here at these tracks here,
Mm.
walking home from school.
Yeah.
He would sit up in there, even in my time,
Yep.
and he'd
Well-
run the gates up and down, and Bill probably knew his name, right?
Which one?
The one up here at the tracks there?
Oh, he used to call my mother all the time and say, "Your kid's up there on the tracks."
That was the beauty of this small town living. You know, we looked out for one another, and
Yes.
it was just a good time to be alive.
Yeah.
But I remember that when we would go in and talk to this we must have been probably 7 or 8 by then, and talking to this gentleman. He would walk on this end of his little. He had a potbelly stove there, and we would stay warm and talk with him a bit. And I remember one really cold, sub-freezing winter day, we must have been down in that area. We might have even gone down into the river and walked on the river on the ice that day. But one of the guys said, "Yeah, but you can't put your tongue on that bridge." And this was at that time the bridge was riveted steel plates,
Yeah.
flat plates. I said, "Yes, I can." And this kid, I forgot his name, put his tongue on the bridge, and it
Stuck.
was stuck there. I mean,
Just
we
like in the
just-
movie.
Just like in the movie.
and it was really, yeah, and that the Christmas story.
Christmas
was it?
Story
Yeah, how did
yeah.
they get it off?
I don't remember. I don't remember
Did
how
his
they got
mom
it
have
off.
to come and?
Well, probably the guy in the shed, the
Oh, the-
old man in the shed,
right,
probably
right.
came along with some hot water or
I
something.
saw it in the movies. I never knew it
Yep.
happened in real life.
Yeah, it did. It really did.
Wow. That was
Yeah.
on the
The
bridge?
Gilmartin Street Bridge?
The Gilmartin Street Bridge, yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, not the one that's there today.
Right, yeah, because the old one had the metal on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one from when I
Yeah,
was
so do
little.
I.
Was your dad ever what did they call it when you had to go around the town and make sure everybody kept their houses dark?
Yeah.
Oh, during the war.
yeah.
Yeah.
During the war, well, of course, he would have volunteered, I think.
What did they?
Whatever. He was turned down for military service. He said, "You're 4F for flat feet or something. I don't know,
Huh, wow.
whatever it was." But he became the air raid warden.
Wow.
And I remember with my mother and my sister looking out the window with our house
Uh-huh.
darkened, all the lights out. And the concern was that bombers would have been a long way from Germany, but bombers might come over the United States, and the lights
Yeah.
would help them identify the targets.
Yeah.
So the air raid wardens were very active. He would go up and down at least our section, probably even down to Laurel Street,
Yeah.
and make sure all the lights were out.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did that on a routine basis?
That would have been until 45, I think, when the war
Wow.
ended.
Hmm.
War in Europe ended.
Did you have a special flashlight or a lantern or something? I found some lanterns in the basement that had red globe lenses, and I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
I
if those
doubt
were
it.
older family or
Well, I think they would have been mostly used on the railroad.
right.
Yeah.
So that was probably the
lanterns.
generation
I think
before.
the cabooses at that time had lanterns that would help the engineer from front of the train see the caboose.
I
But
see.
yeah, I don't remember any special flashlight that he had.
I know Ann showed me a lot of stuff that your ancestors had in that house there. And the one of but his grandfather's cane, you still have the cane,
Yeah,
I
we
guess?
have
Yeah.
the canes,
And
we have-
Where is that? I could use it now.
it's in the house.
No, I don't think
It's
I
in the
could.
house.
there was a jail behind your house there.
Yep.
There
You don't-
was.
That was not in your time though, right? Or was it?
I don't remember the jail building.
Okay,
I've seen it in pictures.
yeah,
But of course, there was a house between the Gilmartin house and the jail.
Right.
okay.
And did you know that
It's still there.
your Uncle Jim lived in that house for a while?
I don't remember that. I remember Jim had a.
Who do you remember? Who's the earliest person you remember living in the house next door?
Can't remember.
Okay.
I remember they had an ice box on the back porch,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
and somebody would come and deliver ice. I think we might have had a refrigerator by then, right?
Ann showed me an article which was quite interesting. I made a video of it just itself. One of your ancestors coming over in the 1840s, and they ran out of food on the ship, and they wanted to eat them. And he told a story in the paper in 1907, I think.
Yeah, that would have been his
Heard that
grandfather
story.
wrote
Yeah,
that.
because they wanted to,
Yeah.
they ran out of food. They needed to eat somebody, and
He drew the short straw,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But when he realized that, he fought everybody off.
Yeah, with a
Good thing he did.
With
Although
a
I don't think he
fish.
was in our
yeah, with the bill from a like a sailfish or something like that.
oh really? Oh, I didn't hear that. I don't remember that. I don't think he was in our line of
It was the
his history
it
though.
was well, it was
Maybe a
your
brother.
gosh, it would have been your great grandfather's. I think it was a cousin.
Oh, okay.
So there are more Gilmartins around than
There's a
just the
lot.
Archbold batch, but
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's who they named the street after, right? Your family, right?
Yeah, they did.
Because
Yeah.
I believe that was the first bridge put in town. And
Could have been.
there was
I
a
think-
log cabin built there sometime. An old drawing of the town there, a cabin, in the 1840s.
Yes, so that probably would have been Patrick's house, because Patrick was
Yeah.
the first one of the Gilmartins here, back when there's only 3 people that lived in this area, so,
Right,
yeah.
and it
I
was just
think
called
the-
White Oak Run back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Archibald.
I think the Gilgallen, is it Gilpatrick? Gilpatrick family might have been the earliest house, at least
Really?
earlier than ours. But
Which one
I'm
is
not
that?
sure. It would have been next house toward the river.
So, is that Swift now? No?
No,
Is that
I forgot the name of the people that are there. A woman named Barbara, I think, but I don't know her last name.
I have a really, really old picture of a map of Archbold, and that your corner is labeled Mrs. Gilmartin's. So that had to be after her husband was shot,
Shot in
and
18.
then and then
62.
before her kids, including your grandfather, inherited the house, because then it would have been Mr. Gilmartin's house. So, yeah, I guess I must know by that's probably when it became Gilmartin Street.
Yeah.
So,
But I know that definitely was the first bridge there. And
yeah, that was the first bridge. And actually, I don't know if Patrick was involved in building the bridge, but somewhere I read in the family stuff that he built there must have been a mill.
lumber mill,
Oh,
sawmill.
It
Yeah.
was unclear what kind of mill it was, but he built the retaining walls for the White Oak Run. That I guess then there would have also been some sort of mill near there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there was 2 sawmills here. There was an Anderson family sawmill, and that might have been down that one near Lawrence Street, and there was another one up here. So, I mean, before they did coal, anything with coal, there was lumber. They worked with lumber. And it was in 1845 around there when James Archibald and Clarkson, I forget his first name, was it James?
Richie?
No, not Richie,
No.
but it was a Clarkson, and they discovered coal in 1845, and then
Right,
here on this creek.
right.
And I walked up and I filmed that there. It's all collapsed now, but after that, the people started coming in. They figured out there was coal here. And
Yeah, and didn't, was it Patrick?
Yeah.
Who was hired by Archibald
He was hired by Archibald
to build the gravity railroad.
to build the
right?
gravity railroad, right? So he essentially,
It's quite the accomplishment.
my understanding from what I read was that Patrick had been living in New York City, and at the time he was married, he had one son, he had your grandfather already, and then Archibald sort of collected him and said, hey, I'm going to Pennsylvania to go find coal, I'm gonna need some engineers. And he took him and the 2 other guys that got left here.
yeah,
Patrick was was working on the aqueduct in New York City. Whether or not these other guys were part of the same project, and that's where
Patrick is his grandfather?
Patrick would be his great
Great-grandfather,
grandfather. So
okay.
his grandfather would have been Daniel,
Yeah, okay.
the
yeah.
oldest son of Patrick.
Yeah. So Patrick actually worked on this gravity railroad? here?
Yes, my
That's
understanding is that he was the engineer.
Really?
He was the first batch of 3 guys,
And I
and
think you showed me pictures there?
they built. Don't have a picture of
Yeah,
Patrick.
Patrick,
I
remember
only have
Daniel.
pictures of his. There's a portrait of his sons
Right.
where
But no
the
pictures of
youngest ones
Patrick?
are like youngest kid in this
Yeah.
picture is maybe 10, but we don't have any pictures.
Patrick was a patriot. He was the head.
Yeah,
And no
and
pictures
his
of him.
wife either. We don't have any of Ellen either.
Really? They're buried here in St. Thomas?
Yes. Yes. I would love to find pictures of them. You would think that there would be.
You don't think there's any pictures of them?
And would have all the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. We have a couple other pictures with people that have no names,
And they could be them, but you
but I
don't know.
don't
Yeah.
think any of them are. I think it's the other side. I think it's your mother's side of the family that we have.
The Kastner
The
side. yeah.
Murphys. I think I have a picture of the
Kastners and
Murphys.
Murphys, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I have Kastners and Murphys, and then maybe even Manleys, who are. So, his grandfather
Yeah.
married a woman from West Virginia,
Okay.
and at the time, your
How did you
grand
meet her down there?
that was the best guess is that when I found census records at the time, Daniel was listed as a train man, and so was the brother of the woman he eventually married. And I
Yeah.
believe the train did run the Delaware. It would have been the Delaware Hudson through here, right? Or
On
which,
the,
what,
on the upper tracks, yeah.
right? Or what was the other one? The
Ontario and Western.
So
Okay,
if
yeah.
either of those reached down into West Virginia,
He would be
these
on
men
that.
could have met via the train.
Could
Now,
be.
that being said, there are also some names of Manly in the area, including a priest from Carbondale.
Yeah, there was a Father Manley. Yeah.
And Father Manley shows up on a couple of documents that, like, baptisms or something like that. So I was also wondering is maybe they were a relative Manley in the area and that's how they met.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
You
we don't
might be
have,
interested in a story that my mother told me. She was a child in Peckville. The Ku Klux Klan was active, and they would march down the street, fully covered in their white
In
robes.
Peckville?
In Peckville. And this would have been in the childhood of my mother. And she said they were all covered up, but we knew who they were because we recognized their shoes.
Wow.
everybody had just
Wow.
one pair back then probably.
Wow.
Actually, I did find a very old pair of shoes that probably belonged to Bertha or
Oh, maybe.
maybe Catherine in the house. They're the
Yeah.
old
You still
lace
have
up.
them up
Yep,
there,
I
I
still
hope.
have
You
them.
think-
When we do the documentary, I gotta
I
see all
will
that
show you
stuff.
the
Do you
shoes.
think they were marching in that parade?
I'm pretty sure
I
not.
don't
And
think so.
I have to say, I did find in the house hidden in the house,
Oh.
in an old dresser, someone had put a very big spread from, it might have been from the Archbold Citizen. It was an editorial about women and how they needed to unite to get the vote.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hidden inside the dresser. So it wasn't in the drawer, it was between the drawers
In Archbold?
in Archbold. And when I moved the dresser, I found it. And it was from maybe the 1925 or something like this. And it's a doozy. I showed you the article. But I
that's-
kept
yeah.
it. And I was trying to figure out, it could have been Catherine hiding it from her husband. No, wait, it could have been Catherine hiding it from Daniel, or it could have belonged to Bertha, who
Wow.
I guess would have been their daughter, right? Granddaughter.
Bertha was a sister of my father.
Right, so it would have belonged
Right.
to one of the daughters, and when she was a teenager, she was a pretty,
Bertha's sister,
she would have been,
Genevieve was. I
yeah,
think Bertha was too.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, because Genevieve got married, Bertha stayed home, and Bertha is the reason that you still had that house. There was a little
Yes.
family drama.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bit upsetting, but but anyway, that's
Do you know who actually built it? Was it one of your family?
Oh, it
or
would have
did
been
they-
Patrick.
Did they hire a contractor, or they did it themselves, probably, right?
I do have a receipt for a pretty large amount of work done on the house after Patrick was dead, because the bill went to Catherine.
Hmm.
But and it might have been, could have been Butler. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it was a significant amount of money, and I'm guessing it might have been the bill where they added the plumbing to the house.
Because I know you showed
Or-
me the
or they-
floorboards,
Yes,
and they're
Well-
wide, so they came from an old mill. Floorboards that wide.
yeah.
the thing is that where was
Where was the mill?
the mill? Because Archbold
Yes.
wasn't here yet, right?
That's right.
And even the nails are
Square cut.
they're square,
Yeah.
hand
Yeah.
forged.
Where did
kind
they
of thing.
come from? If you had any receipts, if you ever find them, of when they built that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe-
But that house has been through a lot of floods. What was
Well, I think that bill
Really?
might have been for the addition. That there was an addition built onto that house.
Oh, that's
That
true.
whole section where the
That's true.
kitchen and the new living
The
room.
kitchen and the new living room were added on.
Oh,
That's
So
true.
if I'm looking at it, where we did the play there, that little section that's new onto the
Yeah,
right,
the one-story part of the house.
that's new.
Yes.
Newer,
And by
newer,
new,
newer,
yeah.
No.
And when we
And
took
the
it,
front will be the oldest.
and it's actually been twice. The original walls, actually, I have pictures I should show you, because when we ripped out the walls,
Yeah.
and that was originally almost it was an addition, but it was almost more of a porch in some ways, because the boards look like mined scrap wood and things like
Yeah.
that. Like they're
Wow.
really, what was it premium building products?
No.
And the original edition, the first edition, is much smaller. And then when they made the second, they made it wider again.
Wow.
The second roof went right over the first roof. So there's one roof at an angle like this, but then underneath that one there's a smaller
Could
one.
you see it from the attic?
Yeah, I could see it from the inside when we
Like
took the
Gwen
ceiling
when
down.
we do the documentary.
Yeah.
You mentioned floods now. How high did the water get up? Because I know the 42 flood, it was on here, it came up to the school here. But did it actually get to your house? Did it, and how many floods did it
I
go
would
through?
imagine
Well-
the basement, when the flood warning was given, I remember
Which year are we talking now? How old were you
I
ish?
was a child. I was probably, it must have been before I was 6. My father took us to somebody's home on Number 5 Hill, and I didn't see the water come down, but it must have been on the way when
Was that from the
we
river?
were exiting one. No, it was from
From the mines above?
the dam that broke, I thought. Is that right? That
A
must have
dam
been what
did
happened.
break. This one broke in 42. We have pictures here.
Yeah. There's something that flooded that street from over the train tracks.
Okay,
It's possible.
so there was a flood in 42 then, right?
There definitely was.
Well, it
yeah.
must have been 42, so I would have been 4 years old.
Right.
And I remember my father took the four of it. He and my mother and 2 kids, the 4 of us. I remember walking. We walked to this. We walked up to the hill.
Mhm.
It wasn't very far up, Number 5 Hill, and the flood then came. It washed out the sidewalks on Gilmartin Street. Must have flooded the basements pretty badly.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing it, the flood. I mean, the effect.
yeah,
But that was kind of scary.
yeah. That. Now you said your father took you up there. Do you remember much of your father?
I remember him sitting in the living room with a cigar. I remember him
Really?
tutoring one student who had polio. He came with a crutch. Forgot that gentleman's name. He would have been a high school student, I guess.
Yeah.
And I remember Molly remembers being carried on his shoulders. That was the only memory that she had
Wow.
of him, because she was only 3 when he died.
Yeah, yeah.
But we used to be Uncle Jim, my father's brother,
Mhm.
would come and take us to their cottage on Newton Lake,
Yeah.
where I caught my first fish.
Huh, wow.
Those were good days.
Yeah. Wow. How did you get up there?
He had a car.
Oh, you had a car in?
He had a Chrysler, I think. A nice, good sized car. He would take our family. And he and his wife, they didn't have any children.
Yeah. Now,
I think they did have one, but passed away no, I don't remember any children that they had.
how did you meet your wife, and where did you meet her?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, I was working by that time I was, one of my first jobs to get a job. I was working at the World's Fair in New York at Flushing Meadow, 64 to 65.
I went there. I was there.
Oh, wow.
My father had videos there. We were out there, yes.
That was a great fair.
Yeah.
And I came home one day and I was sitting with Tony Spataro in his kitchen. And he said, "Hey, Jerry," said, "you might like to double date with my fiancée and me next time you come home." I said, pretty much the girls that I used to know are, I don't know where they are now. But if you know somebody, I'd be glad to do that. And he stroked his chin, I remember. Gilmartin, I know just the girl for you. And I married her a while later and lived a very happy life.
Oh, very good. And she's your only child?
No, I have a sister.
Oh, okay.
Sister named Joan, and we have two others, Johanna and Mary, and they passed away after being prematurely born and baptized. So we have 4 children.
What other notable things happened in Archibald over the years that we never saw in our lifetime that you saw? You've probably seen a lot of change, right, in town?
Well, yeah, I pretty much left town in '59,
Okay.
so I was there through college. I used to commute to the University
Mhm.
of Scranton, and so let me think. I'm not really. My memory isn't that good about any major events that would have happened.
How about any notable people? Any old timers that used to tell a lot of stories? Was there any people like that around? I know I read in our Centennial book there was a Jacob Ritter, but he was way before your time. He died in '07, I think, and he was here from the 1830s. And he used to live down here. He ran a shoe shop, and they said he used to love to tell stories. He was a tipstaff at the courthouse down there. We have pictures of him and everything, but I think he died around '07. But was there any other old timers like that used to tell stories? That used to like to?
Yeah, who were the people that would sit out on the porch that all you little kids would go visit?
The only one I remember really was Mike Swift.
Like Swift?
That he was very old when I was a kid, and I was probably not more than
And he was across the
6
street
years old or so.
on
and
Gilmartin Street. He was.
he lived in the house right next door, which no longer
Oh,
exists.
okay, the
It's,
one-
it's,
right,
it's
right.
grass right now.
The one that's gone now?
Yes, that was the store on the first floor.
And
he lived
Oh,
upstairs.
yeah, okay.
but I was so young I don't remember.
Was he a
I just-
miner? An old miner?
He may have been in his youth, probably was.
Yeah.
But he was a blind, and he was probably in his 80s or so when I knew him.
What happened? Did he got blind?
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
have the vaguest memory of him. Other storytellers, I don't remember. I don't remember sitting around listening to people tell stories.
How about
of the
any of
old
your
days.
teachers? Did you have any really good teachers
Oh yeah,
in high school over here?
in high school, yeah, there was Cecilia Philbin who taught me English, and Beatrice Cawley was the principal of the high school.
Professor Moran, was he there too?
Professor Morn.
He had one arm missing?
He wasn't. I don't remember him as one of my teachers.
Okay.
E.J. Burke
Yeah.
was the superintendent, I think.
Yeah.
A.J. Burke was my professor for math, trigonometry.
Who taught you music?
Well, there was a gentleman from German who come down, and he was the band director. His name was Johnny Moran. And Johnny Moran had a Model T Ford.
Oh, wow.
I remember for one day, for some occasion, he took a couple of kids in the car with him, and I remember him with the controls. It seems so primitive now, but he got that thing going, and he was a great guy.
Wow.
He taught me how to play the clarinet,
That's cool.
and I'm sure that was not easy for him.
Yeah.
But
the school now is over here. You went to the high school here, right?
yes,
We found in the paper that there was a hospital in the basement of the school. Do you remember that, a hospital?
No,
Yeah, somebody gave us an
No.
article at that last event on the basement of the church
no.
of a hospital
When
being
I
down
was there,
around the wartime. And they had an operating room and everything all set up. They had,
well, I don't remember that.
okay.
When I was there, the basement was the shop.
Yeah.
Forgot the name of that teacher. Real nice fellow.
Oh, okay.
But there was Peg Splain. She lived a long time.
Yeah, she
And,
did.
she was teaching, physics, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Was,
taught my aunt.
Miss Marin.
And she was around when I was there.
Miss Marin taught chemistry.
Yeah, She was related to me. Grace Marin.
And, yeah, Grace Marin, yeah. Very nice woman.
Yep.
There was a O'Hara,
Yeah.
a woman, she taught English or literature or something.
Did you guys not have to walk to school? They didn't have buses then, did they?
That was only a block from me.
Yeah. But for the other kids, did they have buses?
I don't think they had buses because I remember
Everybody walked. And no snow days, right?
there were kids that walked from Dutch Hill and from some distance.
Really?
Where's Dutch
I
Hill?
think
Where's
so.
Dutch Hill?
Going up by the wall in Archibald there? They
Oh,
tore it
okay,
down, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good walk for them.
yeah.
Huh.
And Tony Spataro lived on Beach Street,
Okay.
so I don't remember how he got to school, but I don't remember any buses at that time.
Yeah, okay. But was there a lot of cars in town when you were growing up?
Probably in my later years there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
People were beginning to get cars.
Going back again when you were kids there, how did you spend the holidays, like Christmas time and Easter, Thanksgiving? What did y'all do? The whole
Yeah.
families get together or neighbors get together? What did you do?
It was mostly families. Neighbors would come maybe after the main gift giving and things. They would come in
Yeah.
the days following Christmas and New Year's and things.
Uh-huh.
But it was I remember some of the friends that kind of came into our lives. My later years in Archibald, Kelly family, Mary Teresa Kelly and her mother.
Where did they live? Which house?
They lived on Laurel Street, right next to the school, or very close to the school.
I feel like I must have
On
been
Lau-
there as a kid,
on
I'm
the
sure. I
same
did.
side as the school.
Do you know any Cummings is?
I didn't know any Cummings at
There
that
was a
time.
Cummings teacher too. Up here at the school,
Um,
the Chestnut Street School on Chestnut Street. I don't know if you remember that school up there. There was a school on Chestnut Street. It was still standing when I was a kid.
Other than the high school,
Yeah, no, yeah, it was up there in Chestnut.
I don't know.
Yeah, he taught up there. Cummings.
There were
Yeah,
kind of a lot of people in your family here and there that have come across where there were daughters that became nuns. That was a pretty common thing. Was that even common in your generation,
There
or
was
had
a,
that kind of stopped before?
the only one I remember was Lynn Lynn Coleman. Lynn Coleman became a nun. She was
She went to school?
a few years younger than me.
Okay.
But she lived along the river. There was if you at the very base of the number 5 hill there, below the tracks, there was a house back. Roland. The name wasn't Roland, but her name was. I think there was still another house back there that was Coleman. Other nuns, don't remember.
How about any classmates that went to work in the mines? Did you have any?
None that I know of.
No. Because they were fading out by that time? By the time-
Yeah, yeah, they were. I'm sure they were because I remember the talk was that the men are staying home now and the women are, because they didn't, it's hard to find work,
Yeah.
but the women went to work in the dress factories. And by the way, the Reisner people were wonderful
Really?
employers.
Were there still many breakers standing in your day?
Probably standing.
Really, yeah. There was
But,
one right behind your house, right? Right up there? The white oak breaker? Right up?
Yeah, I just don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know when that would have been gone.
That might have been gone before.
It might have been.
I remember
Yeah.
playing up there on the far side, on the northwest side of the tracks,
Yeah.
with one friend of mine at the time. But I don't remember. I think if it was a breaker, we would have been crawling on it and exploring.
Yeah, yeah.
That was what kids did back in those days.
Was there a lot of crime in town when you were growing up?
Not that I remember.
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember one thing that I can't really remember, but why I think this? Do you remember your mother talking about what jobs her parents had or what they did?
I don't remember her talking about her parents
Did they
in
have
that way, but she worked.
did they have a farm at some point? As I have a picture of the Kastner farm.
I never saw that.
I think I've showed it to you a while ago. But
Picture maybe, but
and
not,
your,
Where was the Kastner farm?
I think it was Plymouth, or I'll look. I have this written down somewhere, but that was how the Kastner and Murphy combo happened, is that they were neighbors. They had neighboring farms. And I can't remember where it was exactly, but I also have in the back of my head that on some census document, or maybe on a death certificate or something, that someone in either the Murphys or the Kastners worked as a stable hand for the mines. So I guess they were like the mule tender or something. Do you remember who that was in the family, or where that?
no.
Any hint of whether that would have been a Kastner side or a Murphy side?
I don't know.
It makes sense that a farm boy might end up
Right, yeah.
being the horseman.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
horseshoes that I found in your basement
Wow.
that I'm thinking might be something you scavenged from up near the breakers, because there would have been, right, horses,
Sure.
like there would have been mules and stuff pulling cars.
Yeah.
Patrick was the patriarch. He was the head.
Yes,
And any under him work in the mines?
so
Because he worked on the railroad, but did any miners?
eventually Patrick was the store owner.
That little store you said it's long gone now?
Yeah, it said it was on Main, we know the store was somewhere across the river.
Oh, it wasn't near your house here.
It was, I think it might have been just over the river,
Okay.
somewhere along the main street.
What was the name of it?
I don't know,
Hmm.
Gilmartin's store, as far as I know.
Well, there was a store right next to the Gilmartin house.
Right, but that one I don't think is where he worked,
Okay.
because,
Yeah, that's the one you told me about.
yeah, I had thought so, but when I did find something in a family document that talked about when Patrick got shot, and it sort of implied that he was walking to and from his store, which was across the river from his house. So I'm thinking the house, the store that they owned must have been somewhere on Main Street at some point.
I was thinking that he got shot on his way to that old Catholic church.
No, because the
It
church
would've
would have
he would have been going in that direction, right?
Right, because the big church was not there.
Right,
Yeah.
it was, right, but I don't think so. I'll look back at the article and confirm,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I think he was going to or from his store, which was across the river, which would make sense why he ended up getting shot there at the corner.
Yeah,
Because that's where the crowds were, I guess,
Right,
is
yeah.
right outside the house
yeah.
or near the bridge.
Well, that was considered
Possibly.
the central.
That
Right,
was the
Okay.
central part of
it was,
town.
right, it was the central part
Yeah.
of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
I did find a copy, Dad, of, we were talking about your dad was the air raid warden.
Yeah.
Here is his official air warden card from 1942. The person who was
Yeah.
his supervisor was looks like J. something Moran. And the president who certified him to be the air warden was James O'Neill. There you go. And other things I found similar to that was I found one or two packages, like little packets of, what did they call them? They're like little tickets that, war ration tickets.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember anything about the war rationing that was going on when you were a
I
kid?
do.
Tell me.
From time to time, my mother would send me across the river over to Rezikowski's store, and I would take the book of coupons with me, and I would have to give the coupons in exchange for a bag of 5 pounds of sugar or some other stuff. Sugar, I think, was rationed, and I forgot what else was rationed. But we did have
Maybe
the book.
flour.
We had the
now
book
you
of-
said across the river to Radzikowski's?
Yeah.
I thought they were on the corner here. You mean they're on the other side of the river before they built here?
Oh, maybe
I didn't know that, okay.
they were on the other side of the river.
yeah,
Okay, that's what I remember.
So the newer store was here? The older one was across the river?
it was lot smaller.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you remember the original?
Wow.
I think so. I'm almost sure I went across the bridge.
How old were you when you would get sent across the bridge to get the sugar?
Well, it would have been, let's see, war would have been 42 to 45 or so.
So you would have been 8 at the most.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I love that.
Old
No
enough
traffic work, speaking of back then. Traffic was non-existent, right?
Well,
Not like now.
as I got into my teen years, I remember there was enough traffic that we could stick your thumb out
That's
on Main
it.
Street, and you could make your way up to Chapel Lake that way.
Oh,
Did that
So-
several times
Patrick would have been the first person here.
back in those
And
days.
so he was one of the
You
original
didn't worry
3
about
people in Archwood.
predators.
you mean
And
Hitch
Ellen
and
was
Rides
his
was
wife.
popular?
And Daniel was
There were
born
several
in
of
New
those
York,
kids who
but
would do that, yeah.
The rest
Really?
of the
Wow.
children
You
were
gotta
all
get up
born
to
here.
Chapel Lake, that's where the action was back in the day.
Wow.
And get home the same way. You
In the
just put
city.
your thumb out,
Yes,
somebody would
because
pick you
that's
up.
when he was working
Yeah,
on
they had
that.
dances up there and bands and stuff
Do you know
playing.
what part of the city?
Don't know, but I might have
remember
a
the
census
lake
record
and
from
the
Pizza?
there.
pizza stand
I do
and
know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Patrick
quick
was here
quick
multiple times.
hamburgers or whatever.
yeah.
His
But,
first
they
trip
were
over,
fun years.
Wow.
he came
Yeah.
through Maryland to
But
Baltimore.
wouldn't do that today.
And
Yeah, no, I know.
that, we don't know what he.
What else sticks out in your mind about growing up in Archibald here?
That he came through Baltimore and went back
Um,
and married Ellen. We know
I
that
remember it
they
was
were
a
in Ireland.
pretty pleasant.
And then when they
existence.
came back, that's when he went
Yeah.
to New
We
York
didn't have a
for
car.
a year.
I didn't get a car until I started school
In the
Yeah.
article that's here,
at the
it
university.
says they were in
Yeah.
But
Ross and County Mayo,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but the name
I
Ross
remember.
is told in different names.
I have the parish. I have
Yeah,
the name of the
my
parish.
They got married in?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
oh my goodness.
I'd
Let's
have to look
see.
it up.
Okay.
It's like Killela or something like that.
Oh,
But I do have
Yeah,
I do have
yeah.
that
okay.
information.
Yeah.
I will get that for you guys.
I guess maybe the most fun we had was when we
Yeah.
started our little
Pastor
dance
wants
band,
me to go
and
to
Yeah.
Ireland
that was in
September
the
with-
high
That's
school
interesting,
years.
yeah.
But
I've been there.
the younger
I've never been.
years,
wanna go.
You know,
All this
I'm-
stuff up.
I'm
Well,
reaching, Dale.
Yeah.
where he's
Uh,
going to go. If I decide to go, it'll
we
go
would play
through
kick the
where
can,
my
other hide and seek
great-great-grandparents,
games
I know
out in
when
the
they were
streets.
married,
Yeah.
their one was
There
born.
was so
But
little
he lied to everybody.
auto
here.
traffic that was the
He
problem.
said he was born in County Mayo.
Uh,
That's not true.
Nice.
He was born in Inniscrum.
Do you guys have any more questions for him?
I'm sure we could have plenty we'll come up with for another session at some point.
Fair enough.
All right, unless you have anything else to add, then we'll.
Do you know who Patrick's parents were?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
think
do you know who
so.
Patrick's parents were?
No.
Patrick's parents?
So Patrick would have been the first Gilmartin here. Do we know anything about his parents?
You're the archivist.
Yeah, the answer is no. We know where
So
Patrick,
far.
but we do know where Patrick got married. We know what town he went back to and where he got married in
Yeah,
Ireland.
really?
So I'm guessing that his family
Right.
would have been, you know, because he came here in 1938. 1838.
18, yeah.
1838 he came to Baltimore,
Right.
went back a couple of years later.
Was
We
he
know
the
it-
one that they wanted to eat on the ship coming over?
That was he was on the other ship. He was on the ship that didn't sink. It was the cousin that almost got eaten.
The cousin house, okay.
Yeah, but so we know where Patrick went back to in Ireland
Right.
to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then he came back
I'm
after he was
assuming
married.
that that would have been the town he was growing up in, just because chances are, you know, if you're marrying a woman from Ireland and you're
Yeah.
going back to Ireland to get married,
Right. Her town, probably.
that would make sense that
Yeah.
he's gone back to get his woman and bring her here. And then when they came back to the United States, that's when he went to New York and started working on the aqueduct. And then from there, seems to have met Archibald and come up here.
So Patrick was his great-great-grandfather?
Correct.
Okay. And he's the one we don't have pictures of.
Correct.
So, but all the rest, the whole line, we have him.
Yes.
You have him there, yeah.
We have everybody from, we have Daniel and Catherine on down, but we don't have anything from Patrick. That being said,
Anything else
if we
you
go
want
to
to add?
Ireland, we'll find something.
Yeah, do you want to
Thank
add
you.
anything else to it?
I
Or?
don't
Well,
have
that-
nothing to
that
add
trip,
except to say,
That's a good one.
Dale,
It's September 20th and 28th.
thank you for the
It
great
will
work
take
that
you
you're doing.
Well, thank
Oh,
you
so
for
it's like a
letting us interview you
genealogy
there. This is
My pleasure.
very valuable information people going to want to hear.
And I've been to most of the
Yeah.
places. and the
Have a
churches
great
where
day,
he's gone.
and
I
we'll
see.
conclude with this.